Okay, my super fam, welcome back to weekly news number 6. We haven't been doing this for a while, but since now I have time, I think we'll get back to it as it's pretty fun content where we look into a bit of some of the weekly news potential, some, quote-unquote leaks here and there, and some fun community post interaction that I find interesting. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some of Genshin news. Now for this week, Genshin Impact, technically there was a bit of Skirk's official debut, potentially some leaks from Natlin to Not Cry, some new quality of life featuring possibly in patch 5.8. So basically Data Miner have dropped what looks like almost a full character roadmap from 5.8 to all the way to around 6.7. Well, yes, it's obviously just a speculation roadmap, but that kind of includes Duran, Columbina, as well as Varka. The first up in 5.8 we're technically already confirmed that Inefa is going to be released. Technically an Electro poem user from Not Cry, with rumored to be a character that is mechanoid design. Then after that in 6.0 we're probably going to be having a male Electro quote-unquote light keeper, a female Geo Moonchild. Those names already sounds pretty cracked. Now fast forward, Columbina is kind of expected, maybe a Hydro Catalyst Harbinger. Duran is possibly going to be a Pyro, which kind of makes sense because, he's kind of like a dragon, and Varka might finally show up being an Anemo Claymore unit from Mondstadt. Also, other than that, we already have kind of like a Bennett getting his skin, themed to be around Natlin, and will be free as usual because it is a 4-star summer event kind of skin. Yelan is getting a premium treatment with a paid skin. For those of you who are Yelan fans, congratulations. Now looking into a bit of potential quality of life upgrade in 5.8. One of the biggest one are going to be basically no more manually adjusting the clock for quests to trigger. It will now sync automatically. You'll also be able to change voices, language during cutscenes, which is interesting. Retrying filled Spiral Abyss floor instantly, as well as syncing your battle pass reward across platform. Other than that, there is potentially going to be other user generated content or event calling the 1000-star realm. Obviously all of this are still in the closed beta. We may hear some of it later on, but it's kind of like a mode that potentially includes player editable content. So yeah, we're kind of like already looking forward to this for a bit of time. Hopefully it's going to be coming soon. There's also 2 new likely artifact sets that's going to be coming in 6.0, which is first going to be the Crescent Moon transformation, where 2-piece you get an extra 35 EM increase, as well as 60 bonus to monthly element reaction. Is basically something that's called maybe change later date with its naming. With 4-piece set, after you trigger a month elemental reaction, you get kind of like a crit rate and crit damage increase for 24 seconds, with this effect being boosted by 75% whenever new moon rises. The other set is moon splitting for now, 5% elemental recharge efficiency up. For the 4-piece set, you get a nearby teammate triggering the month elemental reactions, grants basically a 4% energy recharge for each of the stack. You get a maximum of 3 stacks, and at maximum stack you get 100 elemental proficiency to nearby characters. So basically it's just potential discussion at this point, but it seems as if we're going to be having some kind of new mechanic being added to the game, as well as maybe new elemental reaction. And on that topic, let's talk about the potential coming soon reaction, which is Lunar Charge. These are part of the new elemental reaction system that's potentially launching in 5.8, tied heavily to the Hydro and Electro interactions. And we don't have the full mechanic yet, but early information suggests that it is tied to Not Cry lunar element and may trigger bonus damage or energy effect when you are in Hydro, Electro, or Anemo elements. Now what's wild about this is that multiple characters already have passive or constellations that's mentioned Lunar Charge before it's even officially out. Now what's wild about this is that multiple characters already have passive or constellations that is kind of mentioned Lunar Charge before it's even out. So for example, Noblet's passive, the stack extra damage when trigger Lunar Charge or Hydro base reaction. So more than C1s now boost Lunar Charge alongside with Vaporize and Electro Charge. Sign C4 restore energies to all allies whenever he triggers it. Like other characters like Setho's Story and even Thundering Furies all now referencing Lunar Charge in their ability. So clearly Hojoverse is preparing this early. So if your teammates rather lenient Electro or Hydro, you potentially would love to look into more about Lunar Charge reactions and preparing that more into the game. Up next are some fun community posts that I find it worth the discussion. First off is that if you didn't really know, then Skirk is basically the 100th playable character in Genshin Impact. Oh my god, I think we're getting to the point where it is a lot of character. Though Skirk is a pretty fun character, but at this point into the game, for me personally, I feel that I am just like under so many characters to build, can't actually focusing on them all. But I guess it is just what it is, because as the game moves forward, we're just gonna get more character heading out. Now, a very teeny bit of a spoiler if you haven't done a bit of the quest regarding Skirk. Now, interestingly, it's a little bit of a Mora size comparison, where you see Skirk's hand is filling the Mora. However, what Paimon actually says is that she also has a hidden stash of Mora at the bottom of her shoes. We already kind of know how small Paimon's feet actually are, considering the fact that Skirk's hands are even smaller than the Mora itself. How small Skirk's hands are going to be, or potentially how small is Skirk going to be as a character, honestly, what's with this comparison? And then other than that, there's a bit of a Genshin music copyright mess going on right now, where there's been a massive wave of copyright issues hitting Genshin content creator lately, and it's actually not Hoyoverse, it's slightly worse, where first let's talk about Roshi, a rapper from France, who took the track Slight Distress by Mon, a theme from Mondstadt, added his own beat and vocals, and then had the audacity to copyright strike everyone who used the original song. Well, yes, really, even though the actual composer is Yu Pen Chen, the song is clearly Genshin's, Roshi filed claims anyway, and in some region like Japan, the track was actually removed from the game because of his claim. People across Japan and China community caught on, and Roshi is now being mass reported for abusing the system. But if you thought that was wild, it gets worse. Another wave of claim is coming from another impersonating Universal music group. They've even been targeting the Skirk story quest music, falsely claiming it and profiting from it. This results in full video getting blocked or muted worldwide. And so yeah, it's not just DMCA chaos, it's actually music theft being weaponized against creators. And until YouTube or Hoyoverse actually steps in, this kind of abuse might keep happening to even official in-game content, which is, yeah, it's chaotic. So those are a bit of Genshin news currently. If you found it chill and helpful or enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on our future Genshin Impact content. Other than that, if you're into active community vibing, gaming, as well as discussing extra stuff, feel free to join my Discord server to chat with me and other lively members, where we discuss a lot on gacha games, as well as having monthly events where you can technically win quite a lot of rewards, and usually we have giveaways as well. So again, I hope that the video was enjoyable to use. With that, I wish you a super day, and I'll catch you on my next video.